Hi, everybody. Welcome back to the recap. This is the last recap from Florida for a while. And when I get to the end of this report, I'll fill you in on what's going on, what the plan is. I'm going to start off with a little bit of news from last weekend. Uh, my daughter Eileen and my granddaughter Mary Kate both share birthdays at the end of May, and they put together a joint little birthday party for themselves, including a trip to a show called Hell's Kitchen, which is about somebody named Alicia Keys, whoever that is, and it looks like they had a great time. I've had a little request for some advice, which I'm happy to give, and here it is.
I'm frequently asked for my advice on a variety of subjects, and the other day I was asked about one that I figured all of you might be interested in too. And that was, I was asked to make a recommendation between a round toilet and an elongated toilet. Well, those are the two kinds of toilets that there are, and the first thing I did was to point out you got to look at the obvious things like size. The round toilet takes up less space in a bathroom. Price, round toilets tend to be a little bit cheaper than elongated toilets. And I've heard, I don't know for a fact whether this is true or not, I've heard that little kids have a much easier time getting on and off a round toilet than an elongated toilet. Okay. I never asked the kid his opinion, because kids aren't kids forever. To me, the elongated toilet says class. It says luxury. It says A-list. I mean, do you think that Brad Pitt is taking a dump on a round toilet? No, I don't think so. I think if you want to go top of the line, you go elongated toilet. That's my opinion, and you can have any opinion you want, but that's what I think.
Yeah, I think what you want to do in terms of the bathroom, I think you want to go first class. You absolutely do. I certainly do. And an elongated toilet is, in my judgment, the way to go, provided you got the room for it. Well, I had another little adventure in Publix last week, and here it is.
Well, I went into Publix the other day, and what I was looking for were to see what kind of new flavor Oreos they had. And quite frankly, I was disappointed they didn't have any new flavor Oreos. But my eye was caught by these. Chips Ahoy with Reese's Pieces. Chips Ahoy with Reese's Pieces. Here's a little close-up of this thing. Now, I'm going to be frank to say that I am not a major Chips Ahoy guy. I'm really an Oreos man, but in a pinch, I'll have a Chips Ahoy. Now, these things, it says they're made with Reese's. The 160 calories, pretty good. The ingredients are, well, geez, there's a list of these things like you wouldn't believe. I mean, look at the list. That's fine print. That's fine print. So let's take a look and see what they are. The Chips Ahoy have the same kind of convenient opener that the Oreos do, and it looks like a bunch of chocolate chip cookies in here. Let me. Here's what they look like. Now let's try them, because that's the issue with these things. I don't know. There's a kind of a taste of Reese's Pieces in here. Um, that's sort of all right. I don't know. All right, I suppose they're okay. Kind of a novelty cookie. I'm not. I'm not so sure I'd go out of my way to get these things. Still prefer Oreos. In fact, nothing, absolutely nothing, tops double stuff Oreos. I see Chips Ahoy is trying, but I don't think they're quite there. Anyway, that's what this week's food review.
Yeah, I'm not. I'm just not that big a fan of Chips Ahoy. In fact, I would probably. I'd probably have Tate's instead of Chips Ahoy. I'd certainly have Oreos. Absolutely have Oreos. Well, what we're doing this weekend, Karen, the weather girl, and I are going to a wedding in Marietta, Georgia. Somebody in her family, and we're going to do that on Saturday. Then on Sunday, we're going to take off, ultimately going to New Jersey, but we're going to stop first at a battlefield, for the Battle of Cowpens, which is in South Carolina, and it's one of the most important and also one of the least known battles of the American Revolutionary War. I'm really looking forward to this. So that'll be Sunday morning. And then we're going to, on the way from there to New Jersey, we're going to stop in Pennsylvania at Shanksville, and we're going to visit the Flight 93 Memorial from 9/11. Very much looking forward to seeing that memorial. And then we're on our way to New Jersey. I'll see you next Friday. In the meantime, have yourselves a great weekend, and we'll see you then.